Coding with GPT-5 from scratch to debug. Can GPT-5 actually code? I mean, for real, today. I'm starting with literally nothing, a blank screen, and one idea to see if it can build a real application from ground up. We've all seen the crazy headlines. GPT-5 is supposed to be this insane leap forward, creating beautiful websites from just a few words. People are posting entire GitHub repos built from a single prompt. But that's the easy part. The real test is what happens next. I'm going to make it debug its own buggy AI-generated code and turn it into a masterpiece. This is where every single model before it has failed. Is GPT-5 different, or are we about to witness the most beautiful train wreck ever? Let's find out. Okay, so what's the challenge? I need something simple enough to see what's going on, but complex enough to break in the most interesting ways. We're building a focused dashboard. It's gonna have a Pomodoro timer, a to-do list, and a section for an inspirational quote that it has to pull from the internet. 3 different parts that have to work together perfectly. That means HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now for the most important part of this entire video. The prompt. The quality of your prompt is everything. You can't just say build me an app and expect magic. You have to be specific. My strategy is to break the prompt into 3 parts: the core structure, the functionality, and the vibe. For structure, I'm telling it to create 3 main boxes. For functionality, I'm getting detailed. The timer needs to run, stop, and reset. The to-do list needs to add items, and the important part, delete them. The quotes have to be fetched from an outside source online. Finally, the vibe. This is where GPT-5 is supposed to be insane. They say it has a crazy good understanding of design, fonts, and style. Some people are even saying it has elevated aesthetic sensibilities. So, I'm telling it to give me a clean, modern, dark mode design with a specific font and a sick glow effect on the timer. I'm feeding this monster prompt directly into GPT-5 inside my code editor. The prompt is locked and loaded. Let's see what this thing can do. Alright, I send the prompt, and, that was fast. I'm talking literally seconds. GPT-5 has already spit out 3 perfect files: single quotes, index.adtl, style.css, and script.js. That is an amazing first sign. It didn't just throw all the code into one giant, messy file. It actually understood how to structure a project. It separated everything, which older AIs were terrible at. Looking at the HTML, it's super clean. It used all the right tags with proper IDs and classes. The CSS is using variables, which is incredible for making changes later. And the JavaScript, it's all there. It wrote functions for the timer, the quotes, and the to-do list. On paper, this looks unbelievably solid. It's not just a random blob of code. It's organized. OpenAI's own guides claim the model can produce production-grade outputs with basic web languages, and this looks the part. But here's the million-dollar question: does it actually work? I have not touched a single line of this code. It is 100% AI-generated. Let's open it in a browser and see what we got. I am so curious to see how close it got on the first try. Okay, here we go. And we have a focused dashboard, and aesthetically, I'm blown away. The dark mode looks amazing. The layout is perfect. The font is great. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 on design, but the functionality, it's a complete train wreck. The Pomodoro timer is totally frozen. The start button does absolutely nothing. The to-do list lets me add things, but the remove button is just for decoration. And the quote section, completely empty. It's a beautiful, totally broken shell. A quick peek at the developer console confirms everything. Yep, there's the wall of red error text, and type error, cannot set properties of null. A true classic. The JavaScript tried to do something before the HTML was even loaded. And I'm also seeing occurs policy error nightmare that every new developer has cried over. And this right here is the classic AI coding experience. It gets you 80% of the way there in seconds, but that last 20% is a total disaster. People call this AI code slop. It looks good, but it's broken. But you know what? This is perfect. The AI built it. Now, can it fix ID? Before we dive in and see if this AI can clean up its own mess, if you think this experiment is crazy, let me know in the comments what you're building with AI. And if you want to see me push these AIs to their absolute breaking point, SMASH, that subscribe button, it helps a ton. Alright, back to the code. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Can GPT-5 fix its own disaster? This is supposed to be its ultimate killer feature. The public benchmarks are insane. The latest numbers show it scores a 74.9% on the SWE-bench, which is all about fixing real bugs from GitHub. It's supposed to be a coding partner that can actually solve impossible problems. The key is how I ask for help. I'm not just gonna type fix it. That's lazy. I'm going into the chat and giving it 3 things for every single bug: the broken code, the exact error message, and a simple explanation of what's going wrong. First up, the timer. I'm giving it the JavaScript function and that cannot set properties of null error. GPT-5 is supposed to have God-tier reasoning skills, so let's see if it can figure this out. Okay, its response is wild. It didn't just give me fixed code, it explained why it was broken. It said, the error is happening because the script is running before the HTML document is fully loaded. You can fix this by wrapping the main script in a DOM content Loa. Did event listener. That is a huge deal. It's not just guessing, it's showing a real understanding of how a web page loads. Then it spit out the corrected code, perfectly wrapped. Next, the to-do list broken remove button. I'm pretty sure this is an event delegation problem. I'm giving it the HTML and the JavaScript for the list. And again, a perfect diagnosis. It saw that the code only listened for clicks on the buttons that existed when the page first loaded, so any new items I added were ignored. It told me to put one listener on the parent list instead. It didn't just patch the bug, it completely rewrote the code to follow the best possible practices. Finally, that horrible CURS error. This is a server problem, so my code can't actually fix it. Does the AI know that? Let's give it the error in my fetch code, and look at that. It instantly identifies the CURS issue, explains it's a security feature, and then offers the solutions. First, find a different API that doesn't have this problem. Second, for testing, use something called a CURS proxy. It even gave me the proxy URL to use. This is unbelievable. It's not acting like a dumb debugger, it's acting like a senior developer giving me context, best practices, and multiple solutions. So, I put all of GPT-5's fixes into the code. The DOM content load is in. The to-do list logic has been totally upgraded. And I'm using the new API it suggested for the quotes. Let's try this one more time. And IT works. It all actually works. The timer starts, pauses, and resets. I can add and destroy items on my to-do list. And a new inspirational quote pops up every single time I refresh the page. We went from a blank screen to a broken app to a fully functional tool, with the AI as my partner for the entire ride. So what's my final verdict? GPT-5 is not just another tiny step up. This feels like it changes everything. The fact that it can generate a decent first draft is cool, but the real magic is that it can work with you to fix the mistakes. The fact that it understands why the code is broken is a gigantic leap forward. But let's be 100% clear, it is not magic. It gave me a broken app on its first try. You still have to be the expert. You can't just blindly copy and paste. Your job is changing from someone who just writes code to a director, a reviewer, and a guide for the AI. You handle the master plan and let the AI do all the boring work. The benchmarks are crazy, with the latest numbers showing things like 88% on Aider Polyglot for code editing, but seeing it work with my own eyes is what really matters. It means less time fixing stupid typos and more time thinking like an architect. GPT-5 isn't coming for your job. It's here to be the single best pair programmer you ever had, one that can write, reason, and debug 24/7. And after this, I can't imagine ever going back. The future of coding is here, and the AI is officially on the team.